Hello, my name is Jonathan, and today we are going to learn all about adverbs. Firstly, what is an adverb? Adverbs are words that tell you how often, when, where, or how something happens. For example, I seldom play video games. The adverb here is in seldom because seldom is how often I play video games. It could be I never play video games or I always play video games. Another kind of adverb would be when. These adverbs tell you when something happens. So it could be, I will do my homework tomorrow, I will do my homework today, or I did my homework yesterday. Today, yesterday, and tomorrow are all the adverbs. Another adverb is the where adverb. These adverbs just tell you the location of something. For example, my friends are there. My friends could be here. There and here are both adverbs. The last kind of adverb is the how adverb. These adverbs tell you how something is. So it could be, I write very neatly. I write very messily. Neatly and messily both describe how I write, which is neat and messy. So that's a how adverb. So here are some common examples. These common adverbs are useful for a lot of scenarios. For example, how. I could be running slowly. I could be happily walking. I could be angrily shouting, and I could be singing merrily. I could be running quickly. So these adverbs are just words or verbs that describe how something is. Another kind of adverb is the location adverb. The most common ones are where, there, here, and somewhere. I lost my pen somewhere. Somewhere is the adverb. Another kind of adverb is the time adverb. These adverbs are the verbs that tell you the time that something happens, like today, yesterday, tomorrow, later, earlier. Like I will do my homework later, or I played games today. So those are very useful adverbs. Another kind of adverb is the how often adverb. These adverbs just tell you how often something happens, like always, often, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, never. Like I always play video games. That's not good, but always is the adverb. Here's an example. James will do his homework tomorrow. So, what's the word that tells you when he will do his homework? That's going to be tomorrow. And the next example is, I will need to go to school today. What's the word that tells you when he needs to go to school? That's going to be today. So these are the two adverbs. Here's exercise. Spot the adverb. For example, I will learn what adverbs are today. The answer is going to be today because the word today tells you when I'm going to learn what adverbs are. Today. The next question goes, can we go there now? The adverb is going to be now because the word now tells you when I'm asking, can we go there? Now, funny thing, there is actually an adverb as well, but that's a location adverb that we'll go over later. Another adverb in the next sentence is going to be yesterday, because that word tells you that I did not play games at the time of yesterday. So here are all the answers. So here's the next kind of adverb, the where adverb. We last saw it in the word there. Can you figure out where these adverbs are? There's a trick question here. The answers are in here and everywhere. But have you noticed that where in the question, where is the adverb, is also an adverb? So here are some more spot the adverb questions. There, that's my pencil. There will be the adverb. So can you find the rest? So here are the answers. Notice how outside is an adverb. Inside could also be an adverb, like I play video games inside or I run inside. So As long as it's a single word that tells you where something happens, that's an adverb. So the book could be inside the table, or I could be outside in the park. These are all adverbs. So here's another kind of adverb. How often? Here is a sentence. This kid plays games too often. That's an easy one. And I rarely eat salads. So these adverbs are just words to tell you how often something is. So can you figure out where these adverbs are? There's a trick one, number two. There's two adverbs in there. Can you find the two? All right, the answers are these. In number two, I never go to school late. Never and late are the adverbs because those two words tell you that my I never go to school late, meaning the time that I'm at school is late, and the frequency that happens is never. So I'm never late. So these adverbs are important because they tell you how often or when or where or how something is. So these are good for sentences because they tell you more details about an action or occurrence. Notice how he eats rice regularly. Regularly is an adverb that means something happens at normal, regular intervals. For example, if I eat rice every day, that would be eating rice regularly. But if I eat rice on Monday, and then sometimes I'll eat it on Tuesdays as well, but then I won't eat rice for a whole month, now it'll be irregular. So, for example, you probably go to school regularly, but you probably don't um, paint your nails regularly, or you never um, or you should revise regularly. You should study regularly, but you should not play video games regularly. So keep in mind, there's a very, very good adverb to use. So here's another kind of adverb, the how adverb. It's a tricky adverb because they're very related to adjectives that you always use. For example, he runs very quickly. Quickly, that's how he runs. So quickly is the adverb. He cooks skillfully. So skillfully is how he cooks. That's how you know that skillfully is the adverb. Now, something to note here. These adverbs are basically just adjectives with an ly or a y in the end, or an IOY in the end. If the adjectives ends in a y, all I need to do is remove y and add ILY to the end. For example, happy becomes happily. So if I were to say, I do my homework happily, I'm not going to say I do my homework happy. I'm going to say I do my work happily. If the adjective ends in anything else, like quick or unfortunate, all you gotta do is add ly to the end. No I, just ly. So polite becomes politely. So here are some examples of how you can turn an adjective into an adverb. You can remember this because adverbs are adjective verbs. So here's some spot the adverbs. He listens attentively. Are you listening attentively? So here are the answers. Notice how poorly is an adverb, but it's not the end, unlike the most of these. So remember, adverbs don't have to be in a specific part of a sentence. Remember to figure out what is the word that tells you how something is. I did the test poorly. Poorly is how I did the test. So is the adverb. So here's the last question. It's a big question. Try and find all the adverbs here. Apply the tips and tricks you've just learned and find the adverbs. That was a tough one. It's a true story, by the way. Yesterday, I forgot to do the teacher's homework. Yesterday is the time at which I forgot to do the teacher's homework. So yesterday is an adverb. He scolded me angrily for not doing homework. So today, I fearfully did all of his homework. Angrily is how he scolded me. So angrily is an adverb. You can also figure it out because angry is an adjective and it's I-L-Y in the end. So that's how you know angrily is an adverb. Today is the time that he scolded me. So that's why that's an adverb because it's a word that tells you when he scolded me. The last adverb is fearfully because that's how I did his homework. I did his homework while being fearful. That's why it's fearfully. So I hope you enjoyed learning about adverbs and you apply them to your daily sentence writing. The end. Finally, finally is an adverb. We're finally at the end. Thank you for learning.